In the beginning, the Toyota Prius was a science experiment, then it became a phenomenon. Then it matured to be less weird, and then, most recently, it just became ugly, even by Prius standards. For the fifth generation, the 2023 Toyota Prius gets a completely redesigned exterior and a cabin with more traditional approach to the driver's space layout. And with a low roofline, wider stance, and low seating position, it transforms into something that looks very much worth driving. As for the Corolla, it has not endured for 12 generations and 56 years as a result of rash decisions. Toyota is methodical and calculated, making small advances while maintaining the familiarity and consistency that keeps consumers coming back. The facelifted 2023 Corolla follows that strategy to the latter, freshened exterior styling and a modernized tech suite, while the hybrid model comes with a more accessible starting price, improved fuel economy, and available all-wheel drive. But being so similar, it makes choosing between the two that much harder. So, which one should you get? Let's find out. The latest iteration of the Toyota Prius features a sleek and aerodynamic exterior design that emphasizes efficiency and sportiness. At the front, the Prius features a wide and slim distinctive grille with a futuristic look, accented by the new sharp LED headlights that wrap around the corners of the car. The front bumper is smooth and features aerodynamic curves to help improve fuel efficiency. The sides are devoid of any creases except for a single line starting at the bottom of the front doors, making its way towards the rear arches. The roofline slopes downward toward the rear, giving the Prius a sleek, coupe-like appearance. The car sits on new 17 and 19-inch wheels that further enhance its sporty look. At the back, a massive LED bar connects the rear taillights that are slimmer than the previous generation, giving the car a distinctive look from behind. The rear spoiler is integrated into the design and helps to reduce wind drag and further improve fuel efficiency. While every Corolla sedan is decidedly handsome, it arguably looks best in its sportier SE and XSE trims, both of which include trim-specific LED accent lighting, 18-inch wheels, and a more aggressive front fascia. The latter piece might be a bit overdone as the lower grille seems too large. The side profile is just like the Prius, sleek and aerodynamic without any sharp lines or creases, though its overall proportions give the vehicle a sporty and youthful appearance. The back features sleek and angular tail lamps that complement the sporty and bold design of the front fascia, which gives the vehicle a sense of presence and stability. Jumping inside, complementing the Prius exterior design, dramatic changes happened inside too. As standard, the 5th gen comes with a front instrument panel set deep in the dashboard. It helps break up the long dash, but also eliminates the need for a head-up display. You can set the wheel nice and low and still have all the important info clearly. The wraparound dashboard design enhances the feeling of front seat space. Material quality is generally pretty good, with only the door armrest and fake carbon weave trim really raising eyebrows. There are clever touches like the dual climate control buttons on the dashboard, which take up less space than a flat 2-row and are easier to use without looking. And the smartphone holster beside the shifter acts as a wireless charger. The central touchscreen is an 8-inch display on the LE, but a generous 12.3-inch unit is optional on the XLE and standard on the Limited. Wireless smartphone mirroring is standard, and both systems are smooth and intuitive enough to use. The interior for the new Corolla is not bad for the price point. The higher trim levels especially have quality materials and adornments like genuine stitching on the leatherette throughout the cabin. The dash design is either basic or minimalist, depending on how generous you are feeling. It does lend the interior with a sense of airiness though. Are the plastics all pleasantly soft to the touch? Some are, but the rest don't feel too bad, even given the modest starting price tag. You will find the higher quality in the base model of the Prius with a more cockpit-like design, while the Corolla is sportier thanks to its sharp aircon vents. Toyota continues to improve the infotainment experience, long a weak point in its vehicles. An 8-inch display is now standard across the board, removing the smallish 7-inch setup, improving resolution in the process, and adding standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, though the new display in the Prius is the superior system. When it comes to comfort and interior space, the new Prius swoopy roofline does reduce headroom by 1.4 inches up front and 1 inch in the back. The extra wheelbase helps, allowing 0.9 inches more front legroom, and then added 1.4 inches behind. That changes the driving position to one that's far more agreeable and less upright. Adjusting the steering wheel does feel odd though, because at first it seems like the wheel must be in your lap to see the instruments. That's mostly an illusion, as the steering column cover is uniquely styled to blend into the dash. Cargo space is down a bit, with the LE offering 24 cubic feet and the XLE Unlimited good for 20 cubic feet. How comfortable you find the Corolla depends on your body type. Those on the shorter side of the spectrum will surely find a pleasant driving position. However, taller and lesser slender drivers may find the seating position rather disagreeable. The more heavily bolstered seats in the SE and XSE trims are noticeably worse than the more comfort-oriented ones found in the LE and XLE models. Compared to the Prius, headroom is slightly better on the Corolla, both front and rear. The rear legroom is far better in the new Prius. The Corolla sedan's trunk is also smaller, with 13.1 cubic feet. Meanwhile, the standard 60-40 split seat back doesn't fold flat with the cargo floor. When it comes to pricing, the new Prius went on sale this January with a base price that's higher because the base L Eco mode is gone. But the front-wheel drive LE starting price of $28,600 is only about $1,100 more than last year. An XLE is $32,000 and the Limited commands $35,600. Add $1,400 to any of the above if you want all-wheel drive. The Corolla, on the other hand, is substantially cheaper. Toyota is driving down the Corolla Hybrid's base price by $1,250 while slightly increasing destination charges. The 2023 Corolla LE Hybrid will retail for $24,000 including destination, rather than $25,000. All-wheel drive demands a $1,400 premium and is only available on the LE and SE. When it comes to performance and handling, Toyota gave the Prius's powertrain a massive upgrade to increase its output. For 2023, the hybrid gets a larger gas engine with more horsepower and more torque, and neither is a small increase. Horsepower is up from 121 to 194 horsepower, or 60%. The new engine, a 2-liter versus last year's 1.8, is matched with a fresh lithium-ion battery pack that promises 14% more output, an electronic CVT transmission, 2 motor generators, and the new drive motor combined with 2 supplementary magnets for additional output, further highlighting improvements for each component. Compared to the 2022 model, and the difference is evident starting from initial acceleration. Alongside the horsepower and torque increases, the 0 to 60 time improves drastically, from a pokey 9.8 seconds to a respectable 7 seconds with all-wheel drive and 7.2 seconds in front-wheel drive versions. That bets the Corolla Hybrid and even the Camry Hybrid by a hair. On the road, the new car's lower height and broader stance also eliminate the feeling that it's up on tippy toes. The largely similar front strut and rear multi-link suspension has been massaged with handling in mind, featuring KYB dampers with an internal check valve that closes when subjected to lateral forces to firm up dampening in corners. Indeed, there is far less body lean than before, and the new Prius flows gracefully through corners. The ride is nicely buttoned down over most pavement irregularities, even with the XLE Unlimited's low-profile 19-inch rubber. The Corolla's gas-electric hybrid powertrain already made good sense as a fuel sipper, but aside from the GR model, it's now also the only way to get all-wheel drive without stepping up to a Prius or a crossover. Toyota offers 2 confusingly named hybrid all-wheel drive systems, All-Wheel Drive E available in the Prius, and the electronic on-demand all-wheel drive in the Corolla Hybrid. Just like the Prius, the Corolla uses a separate rear-mounted electric motor that works in a wider range of conditions and isn't quite geared towards economy because of it. Unfortunately, in dry conditions, you may never really feel the Corolla Hybrid's extra motor come into play. Still, the gas-electric setup remains refined, with perfect interplay between the 1.8 gas engine and the 2 electric motors. Output is up across the board, with 134 horsepower and 158 pound-feet of torque improving on last year's figures. But even with a mere 2,850 pounds to move, the Corolla Hybrid is not a speedy thing. The electric drive motor provides reassuring torque in light, constant throttle situations, such as when climbing hills, but abuse the predictable accelerator pedal and you will quickly run out of steam. With Toyota's TNGA platform, even the lowly LE has a multi-link rear suspension setup. The upgrade from last model's torsion beam rear end pays off with a smoother, more mature ride in the city and on the highway. So, which one should you choose? Well, while the Corolla does present a solid case for what can be a satisfying car to own, we have to give it to the Toyota Prius. Underneath the exterior changes, interior upgrades, and new technology, the Prius is the car that set the tone for the electrification revolution, and while the price difference might turn some buyers off, the 2023 Prius is a huge leap forward, and the upgrades to the hybrid powertrain alone more than make up for it, especially when the fuel economy is superior to that of the Corolla without having to sacrifice good looks or reasonable performance. So, which one would you prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications for the latest car reviews and news. Take care, and see you in the next one.